I am now very pleased to introduce the Executive Director of World Trade Center St. Louis. You know him, you love him. Please give a warm welcome to Mr. Tim Nowak.
Thank you, Debbie. This past year has truly been an exciting one. In June, we unveiled St. Louis's first Metro Export Plan. And with it, we announced J.P. Morgan Chase's $125,000 investment to launch St. Louis's first Export Challenge. This new annual competition, in partnership with Accelerate St. Louis, awards startups and small to mid-sized companies with the best global market strategies. The response we received was incredible. Many new export ideas and exceptional international business plans were submitted. Over 40 of the 40 Export Challenge applicants, today we announce the 15 finalists, and most are here with us today. These finalists now enter the second phase of judging, and the ultimate winners will be announced on November 15th. The launch of this plan and the innovation of regional export services are leading to real, measurable results. As Tom Hillman articulated in his Growing Global keynote speech last year, given our nationally recognized innovation ecosystem, we believe born global entrepreneurs represent the long-term export growth opportunity for St. Louis. Our work to further internationalize St. Louis does not stop here. Immediately following the launch of this export plan, Phase 2 of our Brookings Institute Global Cities Commitment began last month with the research and planning of the region's very first Foreign Direct Investment Plan. Foreign direct investment, or FDI, is a natural complement to export initiatives. In this phase, St. Louis leaders will develop strategies to attract and retain new global investments. According to the Washington, D.C.-based Organization for International Investment, global companies investing in the U.S. employ 6.4 million Americans. These global companies spend $57 billion annually in the U.S. on R&D. They account for a staggering 26% of all U.S. exports and pay 30% higher wages than the economy-wide average. In Missouri, 680 foreign-owned companies from 37 different countries employ 383,000 people, paying an average salary of $73,000 per year. The data is compelling. Communities that encourage trade and investment create more jobs and economic activity than those that don't. But global companies today have an unparalleled variety of options in choosing where to invest. Competing on a global scale requires a unified approach to leverage resources, existing and emerging strengths, and all-important international relationships. Under the leadership of the St. Louis Economic Development Partnership, and with support from the Regional Chamber, the FDI Steering Committee will look at what is working, including many recent ag technology investments, and what more can be done. Together, we will organize assets and advance policies that will make St. Louis the most attractive location for global companies to invest and create jobs. Beyond the new company attraction, data demonstrates the vast majority of new investment emerges from global companies already located in our community. St. Louis will strengthen the business case for FDI with a competitive and comprehensive aftercare strategy, one that partners economic development and community support to address the unique needs of global companies. And we're doing some of this already, whether it's the Mosaic Project, integrating local foreign-born executives and their families, or BioSTL, creating networks to connect new investments with corporate customers and potential acquisition partners, or the World Trade Center, including global companies in our international efforts, as we recently did with bioMérieux and our trade mission to their headquarters in Lyon, France. Through the Brookings FDI planning process, we will consider important aftercare strategies along with new attraction efforts to support global investments from startups to multinational expansions. And earlier I mentioned our nationally recognized entrepreneurial ecosystem. This year, we took that ecosystem global. 34 representatives from St. Louis's innovation community traveled to France and Ireland in July. Leveraging long-standing relationships developed by our sister city committees in Lyon and Galway, and St. Louis's special connection with Ambassador Kevin O'Malley in Dublin, we showcased St. Louis's startup story on a global scale. We partnered with local leaders to discover what each city is doing to encourage and support the rise of innovation ecosystems as a means for economic growth. We toured incubators and met global entrepreneurs. We held discussions on the university's role in entrepreneurship. In the end, we came together to strengthen our commercial ties through innovation and collaboration. Chris Dornfeld, co-founder and president of Bonfire, summed it up best when he said, "By every measure, this trip exceeded my expectations. I was surprised by the economic potential for St. Louis to serve as a gateway for European companies wanting to enter the US market. Make no mistake, successful trade missions such as this are directly tied to our integrated export and FDI plans, and the strong recommendation to connect regional assets and leaders to global opportunities. St. Louis is doing just that."